So hey guys, what's up? This is Ezekiel and welcome to another Battle Cats Evolutions video. Yeah, so in the last video we talked about the Sumo Cat, and today, by popular demand, we are going to be taking a look at the Samurai Cat, aka the weirdest cat, in my opinion, in the game. Weirdest as in, you know, there's nothing really super special about this cat. He's considered to be a really well-balanced cat, as the game says, but because he's so balanced, there's just nothing that really makes him, you know, stand out from the rest of the cat crowd, but of course I'll get into the details as the video progresses. Anyways, first things first, that description. So, sincerity is the way of the warrior, as any warrior should have. Exceptional health and attack, a very well-rounded cat. So that's pretty much, well, it gives you some of the details right there. I'm gonna get more into it as the, well, when we're going into the battles and stuff, but this cat's just not that great in my total opinion. I mean, I'd use it sometimes for its true form's special ability in really rare cases if I need like a slow effect or something on the enemies, but for the most part, you're probably never gonna see me using this cat at all in my team arsenal. I really don't recommend it for late game. I mean, it's okay for the early game, but I mean, like, I actually got this cat when I was playing through, like, the very first chapters of the game, because I thought it was pretty good, because it said that it was really well balanced, had good HP, attack, and stuff like that, but when I was using it during the battles, I noticed that it wasn't really that much of a major difference. I sort of feel like it has less HP than a tank cat, and doesn't really it does slightly more damage than, I don't know, like a macho cat, so it's not really the greatest in terms of stats, but if you don't really care about that, and you're mostly in for, like, the aesthetical looks, then of course this cat is pretty freaking snazzy compared to the rest of the special cats. I mean, look at that, a giant flag that's like maybe 3 or 4 times his height, has a really sick looking helmet right there, or some people believe that it's actually a full suit of armor. People argue that, you know, like the little boxes on like his left and right side, they say that those are supposed to be shoulder pads, but I kind of disagree, and I'd say that those are like literally part of the samurai helmet. Like, I don't know, because when I look at samurai helmets, like the traditional ones, they usually have these like not sure what they're officially called, but it's like this neck guard thingy that goes around like the sides of their neck. I guess it's to prevent samurais from being slashed, like their heads being chopped off literally by like the enemies. So I'm pretty sure that's what it's supposed to be. I mean, I guess I can kind of see it being shoulder pads, but I really don't think that's the case, because if you look a little bit lower at the well, the cat's lower area, wow, I can't believe I said that, you can see that there's a string that's going around his body right there, which is supposed to imply that it probably means that the things on the sides are most definitely like the neck protections that you find in regular samurai helmets. So that's basically why I think that it's not supposed to be shoulder pads, and they're supposed to be what I just mentioned. But aside from me getting super technical for the shoulder pad thingy right there, the rest of his suit looks, you know, pretty snazzy. He just has a little cat symbol right on top of his head. Inception, a cat on a cat, freaking cool. But other than that, you know, that's basically him right there in a nutshell in terms of his aesthetic looks. I'm not gonna lie, when you summon a bunch of these dudes, it does look pretty a little bit cool. Like, it's sort of like the Bannermans, and then like an army of samurais like right behind them about to like charge in the battle, even though the Bannermans in this case literally use the flags as their main weapon. Can you imagine just getting smacked by a flag? I mean, it doesn't really sound that painful, because I don't think, well, these flags in particular don't look that dangerously painful. It's just like smack, smack, and then you're just like, ah, you're hitting me for flag. Why are you doing this? I don't know, but anyways, that's pretty much all I can say for the Samurai Cat. Other details is that it's, I love I said, that's pretty much all I'm gonna say for this for the Samurai Cat, and I'm still talking. But it attacks single units, has, you know, decent attack, pretty decent HP for what it's worth. But other than that, there's nothing else that really makes it stand out, as I just said. So let's move on to the next form. And also, sorry, whoa, holy, did you see that? It like froze right there in place. But I do apologize if the structure of this particular video seems a little bit off compared to the other ones, because I'm not gonna lie, it's been quite a while since I recorded the last video, just because I've been really busy with, yeah, in case you're wondering, I probably should mention this now, but I've been pretty busy with like university stuff, because I'm gonna be getting into that in a few weeks. weeks, so I've had to, like, you know, make some preparations, go to the actual university to get some specific things and check the place out and whatnot. So, you know, it's kind of getting in the way of YouTube videos, but hopefully it's not going to be too bad. Anyways, the next evolution right here is the Night Cat, which admittedly it's kind of weird for me to look at this guy because I mostly use, like, if and when I use this cat, I mostly either use its first form or the third form, never the second form for some reason. Anyways, added chivalry, that's always a difficult word, no one knows why, to his repertoire, exceptional health and attack, a very well-rounded cat. So you go from samurai armor, which admittedly is pretty cool compared to knight armor, like even cooler I'd personally say, just because, you know, I'm a Bleach fan, Ichigo for the win. I know that they're not exactly the same kinds of samurais, like they don't have the traditional armors and whatnot, but the idea of the samurais from that anime is still pretty cool. But, you know, I mean, knight armor is pretty impressive too. I just can't think of a quick video game reference to knight armor. Well, actually, no. There's Shovel Knight. Yeah, Shovel Knight's pretty cool, so maybe that's cool. But yeah, look at this. You can't be serious. This can't be a legit cat right here. The weapon it's holding is literally bigger than himself right there. It's like a giant upside down ice cream cone. It's just like, whatcha? It can practically be used like a drill. It should have been a drill. It shouldn't have been like this giant like, I know it's supposed to be like a really big lance, but I feel like they kind of made it look a little bit too derpy for this dude. But then again, oops, I'm moving the camera way too much. But then again, if you look at the actual attire of this dude, he does look a little bit strange. I mean, his helmet's pretty much fine. He has the nice little fluffy thingy stuff behind his head. Is it made of cotton or like some sort of like feathery material? Never really sure what that exactly was supposed to be. I also thought that it was just supposed to be like the bristles from you know, when you have like mops and sweeps, like those things. I always thought that those were also on the back of some knights' helmets and stuff. Anyways, I mean, the helmet looks pretty cool, but then underneath that, I'm not really sure what that is. It kind of looks like a really thin magical lamp that he's kind of just wearing on him. Also a teacup, so I mean, it makes the knight dude look a little bit friendlier, less intimidating than he really is. And then of course you got the weapon, which is like this giant, like, it's like if this guy was a math teacher, then his method of teaching kids like geometry and stuff would literally to be like replace the shape on his little lance right there, and then just like smack people with it. So it's just like, learn the square sides and learn like cones and whatnot. That's exactly how it would work too. But yeah, his lance is like I just said, pretty freaking large, a little bit out of place, but hey, what can I say? It kind of just matches the entire tier right there. But other than that, the stats don't really change too much. It's like, you know, pretty much the same thing. The only thing that really changes is the fact that he looks like a freaking epic knight right there. So, you know, it's pretty cool stuff, But anyways, that's essentially the Night Cat. Just a ridiculously large lance and, you know, pretty snazzy looking armor. Now, the final form is more interesting to talk about, not gonna lie, compared to the first two forms, but it's still kind of like iffy, you know, in terms of my opinion, whether or not this cat's legitimately worth getting. So the final form is the Pastry Cat, which is pretty, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of weird because you go from a samurai to a knight, and then you just go from that to a chef. So it's like all of the, you know, the battling and the defense and the armor and the buildup of like the different, the eras, I guess. It's sort of like, meh, let's just turn him into a chef, why not? But anyways, let's move on right here. Who says you can't love both cupcakes and carnage? Ooh, that's very true, actually. I'm sure that you can go and get your kill murdering spree on while baking cupcakes at the same time. I guess, you know, you can call that multitasking. A kitchen pro who flings powerful, jeez, I cannot speak today, gobs of whipped cream to slow enemies. Whipped cream, has anyone seen the commercials where you have like the whipped cream and then you like, they would put it on really like, sort of random foods. I think like the basic ones were like sundaes, and then they went further from that. They went like strawberries, blueberries, and like just random foods in general. Hopefully someone knows what I'm talking about here. But yeah, that's basically the special ability right here. This cat, in its true form, has the ability to, has a chance to slow down enemies. I think it's like 10% or something like that. Well, I'll add it in like the video if I need to correct myself. But yeah, he has a slow effect essentially, which supposedly makes him a slightly better cat than he was before. But honestly, like I've used this cat sometimes in particular compositions, but it's never been super reliable to have that slow effect given on the enemy. The only good thing about the slow is that it can affect any enemy, aside from metal enemies, of course, because you usually have cats that can do slows as well, but they're only specified for, say, red enemies, black enemies, floating enemies, alien enemies, stuff like that. So having a cat that's able to slow down any enemy of your choice is pretty good, and you know, it seems like it's a good thing. But again, the slow just isn't that reliable to have. Even if you have like a really big lineup of these Pastry Cats, they're probably gonna die really easily because they're pretty what I'm trying to say right here, their attack range is pretty short, so don't expect to, well, you can try to stack them if you really want to, but don't expect them to like just survive, you know, the onslaught depending on what level you're doing. But in terms of the looks, I have to be honest, it really does impress me the way they've executed this particular dude. Like, it's definitely a step up from the Knight dude. He has a really cool looking chef hat, a really nice freaking looking suit right there. Like, if I had that suit that he's wearing right now, I totally wear that every single day to university. No joke, no sarcasm, 100% legitimately true. And then of course you have the weapon of choice, which is the giant whisk with a little bit of whipped cream on the top right there. Now, for any of you guys who watch, you know, Dan is Not on Fire, I'm sure you understand the significance of the whisk. It means just so much, and it's really whoops, that's not good. The video went on the side right there, not too sure why. Oh, that's because I tilted my phone for a second. Yeah, my recording setup right now is a little bit funky, but hopefully you guys won't mind just the slight slip right there. But yeah, if you know what I'm talking about with like the whole Dan is on Fire whisk thing, then yeah, you can definitely see why this cat is you know, can be pretty cool. But even so, even despite the Dan is on Fire reference, and despite the fact that it looks really freaking awesome, and despite the fact that it has the slow effect, I still personally think that this is not a cat worth getting unless you don't plan on using this cat for whatever it is you're using. There's way better special cats and or true forms out there that you can get first, but if you're just collecting cats for the sake of collecting cats, then yeah, I guess you can go for this cat too. But I strongly recommend just you know, waiting your time. If you really don't like what you see here, then you know, definitely don't go for it. Anyways, that's pretty much all I can say for the chef cat, pastry cat, sorry, pastry cat, not the chef cat. It looks like a chef, but he's technically a pastry dude. See, there's a big difference right there. I'm sure there is. Anyways, that's pretty much it for that. So before we end things off, of course, I'll show you guys the combos that this cat comes with. So far, I've only have 2 that I know works with this cat, and I've already beaten the chapter 3 alien levels. I've beaten most of, like, well, not most, but oops, there I go again, like tilting it to the side. But I've beaten most of the story levels too. So I'm pretty confident to say that I have a lot of the cat combos, but for this particular cat, the Pastry Cat, there's only really 2 combos that you can use it with. Technically, they're not bad combos, they're really good combos actually. So the first one is you need to have the Dragon Vars and the Pastry Cat, which increases the slow effect by like a little bit. And then of course you have Cool Japan, where you have the Flying Cat, the Rice Ball Cat. Oh, actually no, not true. No. You have just the regular Ninja Cat, the Sumo Cat, the Samurai Cat, and the oh yeah, and the Sushi Cat. Not for a second I was just like, oh, is it the Skeleton Cat or the Zombie Cat? No, it can't be. So yeah, it's like the same. It's basically the same lineup as it was for the Sumo Cat last video, which is pretty cool. But other than the combo right there, that's pretty much all I can say for this cat. So just to reiterate, this cat has, you know, decent HP, decent attack. It's relatively spammable, and it overall has, and not overall, it has a slow effect once it gets into its true form. But I still think that it's not worth getting because it's just way too basic. Like, it's always good to have cats that specialize in specific things, so that if you bring them all together, you can make a really powerful cat army. And it's never good to just have cats that are like way too balanced, because, you know, they're just gonna die, and, you know, their uses aren't gonna be that great, to be totally honest. But anyways, guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed it, then hit that like button, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more Battle Cats videos in the future. Also, just to brag, not really to brag, just to kind of show you guys, I did finally get the true form for the Bahuma Cat, because I think a few days ago I was just like, you know what, let's actually get all of the treasures for the chapter 3 alien thing, and let's actually get the Bahuma Cat to its true form, and I finally did that, and so I now have the ability to show this guy off in a video. So if you guys want to see the Bahuma Cat, then just let me know, or if you want to see any other cats, then let me know as well. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Woo!